Bam! Day 11. Here's the thing. If you enjoyed yesterday and you feel like you learned something about yourself and you feel a little bit less crazy for just the way that you are, then you're going to love today. Because today we're going to put stuff into action. But first, I just want to gut check you. Hopefully you're all caught up on everything. Hopefully you are writing out your goals every single day. Whether you have the Daily Grind Planner or not, I want your day to look like this. 5 minutes, write out your top 10 goals for the month. You're going to write out one to-do list per item. We're going to dive into this deeper on a day to come, but you should be doing that every single day and following through on those goals that you set for yourself. And if you don't have those top 10 goals written out, then go back and get that done, because all of this is for nothing. If you have no direction that you're going in and you don't know what the goal is, then how are you supposed to know how to drive the car? So today we're going to make ourselves, that much more productive, that much more alive in figuring out what fills our cup. So here's what's super interesting. Yesterday, we went through the 9 personalities of the Enneagram types. So there's 9 different personality types. I'd love to know what did you learn about yourself? Like, do you feel good? Which one were you? Are you like, okay, well, did you take the quiz? For me, whenever I did it, I was like, okay, I've always known that I really put an emphasis on planning, on achieving stuff, on prioritizing, on making stuff happen. I'm very competitive, even though I'm not good at sports, but you can be competitive in other ways. I just, I like to win. I like aesthetically pleasing things. I do like a certain order of things. Yesterday, I think it was set in like social hierarchy. I don't really feel that, but I like things to be in a certain order, and I like it to be a certain way. So when you kind of know things about yourself that way, you feel less weird or less like you're the issue. And you're like, okay, I feel now equipped. I know who I am. I now know how to go head on with stuff. And I now know things that trigger me also, and why, because it's just how I am. So it'll actually make you a better person and a more productive human when you know how to produce goals that match your personality type. And also, furthermore, just more into this, things that matter to you. It's really figuring out what your values are. So today we're going to do that, but in a different way. I like to figure this out in terms of knowing what's the things that I can do when my cup feels the most full. Like, what is the fill my cup time? What does that look like? And I just want you to think about that really quickly. When you feel the most alive ever, and you're like, I'm good. Like, this is good. Oh, I'm happy. And you just take a moment and you're like, this is great. What are you doing in that time? So I'm going to give you some examples, and you'll see that these are categorized. And so these are 4 different personalities, completely different from yesterday. Some things might repeat themselves, but it's 4 completely different personalities. So you can have one of these 4 and then one of the 9 from yesterday. Cool? All right. So the first one, I'm going to rhyme these off. And I'll say like category 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then you got to figure out which one you are. Okay, so category 1. These are the things that make you feel alive. Again, you guys can guess which one I am. I think I'm very much, this one, I'm like pretty much a split between 2. So, all right. Category 1, painting, creating your vision board, planning, creating a to-do list, planning out your month, decorating, designing things, creating things with your hands, and just getting creative. Cool? Category 2, spending time with your spouse, date night, girls' night with friends, dinner out with another couple, Sunday dinner with your family, going to a house party. That's number 2. So there's a big difference between what fills your cup if you're number 1 and what fills your cup if you're number 2. For some people, one of them could be a nightmare. So which one are you so far, 1 or 2? And you can be little tidbits of all of them. Number 3. Read a fiction book on a quiet Sunday, spend time alone at the spa, movie on a rainy day, sit outside in the sun, go and volunteer at a shelter. That's category number 3. Are any of these 3 sounding like you and like your ideal day? Number 4, to work on your goals, to clean and organize your home, to do a workout, to work on achieving your to-do list that day. All right, which one? Category 1, 2, 3, or 4, which one are you? So here's the deal. Category 1, and if you've ever heard of the gems, category 1 is an emerald. You're an emerald. An emerald is someone that like the ideal gift you could give them is a planner. They just really like to map out their day. They like to plan ahead. They might not be good at it, but they like to have a to-do list. They're a very organized person. They're very meticulous and they like to plan. So that's an emerald. So category 1, you're an emerald, or you can be a mixture of an emerald. You love that creative time, that time to like plan ahead and to have that space. That's what is your fill your cup time. Number 2, you are a sapphire. If you're a number 2, bless your heart. You guys are bananas and you give me anxiety, but I wish that I wish that I could be more like you. Introverts are not usually sapphires. So if you love a good party and you are the social butterfly, you're a dang sapphire. If you are filled up by other people, you are a sapphire. So this would be your fill your cup time is quality time with other people. Cool? Number 3, if any of those things, like reading a book on a quiet afternoon or a spa day alone or going to volunteer, you, my love, are a pearl. I also wish I could be more like a pearl because I can't do that stuff. I mean, I can, but I struggle and I wish that I could be better at it. But you are very personal. You are very sensitive. You want to help other people in like a very voluntary way. Like you're just a really freaking good person. You want to save all the turtles. Okay. Like I love you. You're amazing. Number 4, if you were any of those people, like you're highly competitive, you are ultra productive, you are all about like getting your workouts done and living the best life possible. Did I mention that you're competitive? You, honey buns, are a ruby. And being a 3 and a ruby. So again, if you guys can guess which one Angie is, I'm definitely a ruby, but I got a lot of emerald in me too. So you're either an emerald, sapphire, pearl, or ruby. And here's where I kind of put a spin on this because these gems already existed and the definition of them is on Google and you can go check it out. But here's where I kind of switch things up. Trying to figure out what you value and how to spend your time. And again, this is trying to figure out what matters to you. How are you spending your day? How are you spending your time? And is it spent on things that move the needle on goals that matter to you? So if you are so filled up and so happy by reading a book alone outside on a Sunday afternoon, then let's figure out a way to make that happen. That should be one of your top 10 things that you're doing every single month. Because if you're happy, then you will therefore naturally just be more productive and a better person to be around and live a more fulfilled life. And that's the goal of this whole 31 days. So what I would like for you to do is not just limit to the examples that I gave for each of these gems, but knowing if you are someone that is filled up by that quality time with other people, then it should be scheduled. Schedule it, have a date night, make sure that you have family time scheduled in. If you are, I saw this question a lot in the chat also, and I did say, we're doing this in real time so I can answer your questions. But someone said, well, what if I'm single? If you have a goal to be in a relationship, then let's schedule time to go out and do activities, go to yoga classes, go out to restaurants, make time with friends. And that's how you're going to meet more people and fill that cup that you value that much. So figure out what your fill your cup time is and what you value and what gem you are. So I would love to know in the comments, and if you're on live, I'd love to know on live, what gem are you? And are you a mixture of 2? I mean, you can be a mixture of more than 2 if you want to be, but I feel like that complicates things. So which one are you? Basically, I meant to say this. So emeralds are the planners, sapphires are the social butterflies, pearls are just really good humans that, like I said, want to save the turtles, and rubies are savages. So, so now you have an idea of what everything is, and all of them are great. They're filled up by different things. So figure out what that time looks like for you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, dudes.
Let's go.